How's it going, everyone? It's Ben Foggins Media Corner back again with a brand new video for today. Welcome back to the movie review, aka for a soul review video for today. This time for this new episode for the series is going to be my review on the 2021 computer animated jukebox musical comedy film, and this is the sequel to the 2016 film as well. And as you guys can tell from the title of this video, I'm here to review Sing 2. Now, this is written and directed once again by Garth, Jennings, who did the previous film, and reunites the same cast from the previous film, such as Matthew McConaughey, Reese Witherspoon, Scarlett Johansson, Taron Egerton, Tori, Kroll, and a few others, while in the sequel it introduces some new cast members in this one as well. And so the story of the sequel is that we see Buster Moon is back, once again voiced by Matthew McConaughey, and his group of animal performers such as Ash, once again voiced by Scarlett Johansson, Rosita, once again voiced by Reese Witherspoon, Johnny, once again voiced by Taron Egerton, and Mina, once again voiced by Tori, and Gutner, once again voiced by Kroll. And basically they travel to Red Shore City to basically put on a show so they can impress this entertainment mogul named Jimmy Crystal, voiced by Cannavale, in which the show that Buster Moon is about to make is basically a sci-fi musical, and he's about to also include this famous rock star named Clay Calloway, who's voiced by Bono, who no one has heard from him since then because he's left the spotlight and he has become a recluse since he went through a tragedy involving his wife, who unfortunately died. And so we see Buster Moon and his group of animal performers trying to convince him to come back to the spotlight so he can take part in the show that Buster Moon is about to make and all that, so he can impress this entertainment mogul before this entertainment mogul gets really angry and tries to kill him. So that's pretty much the story of Sing 2. Now, the first Sing movie, which came out back in 2016, I didn't see it when it first came out or anything like that in cinemas, but my mom and my brothers went to see the movie without me when I was at school, and they really enjoyed the film. But I did manage to finally watch the film when I got the DVD of it for Christmas, and I really enjoyed the film. I do think it's a really good yet entertaining movie from Illumination Entertainment. And so when I heard we were going to get a sequel, I was looking forward to it, but I didn't hear much about it until after I've heard the first announcement or anything like that, and I didn't even know what the sequel was going to be about and all that until I did see the trailers for this film. And once I saw the trailers for this film, I was looking forward to it and all that. And it was great to see everyone coming back to do this film, like the previous cast members who were in the previous movie, such as, Matthew McConaughey, Reese Witherspoon, Scarlett Johansson, Taron Egerton, Tori, and Kroll, and a few others as well. And I was really surprised with some of the new people who are in the sequel. Like, you've got Letitia, Wright, who you may know her from the Black Panther movies, and you've got pop star singer Halsey, and you've got another singer, which is Bono, and you even have another one as well, which is Pharrell Williams, and you also have Cannavale, who's also in this movie as well. So I was looking forward to seeing what all these people were going to do for the sequel and all of that. And this film came out back in 2021 in the US around Christmas time, but we didn't get this film until January of last year. And I went to see this film on opening day of last year, back in January of last year. And there was a few people on the screen that I was in, but it really wasn't much of a full house though. But after watching this whole sequel, I can definitely tell you guys that I really enjoyed this sequel here. This was a really good, entertaining sequel here. Although I don't know if I like this one a little bit more than the first film or anything like that, and I don't even know if I like the first one a little bit more than this stuff, because I genuinely like both these films here. But I can still say that I really enjoyed the sequel overall here. The things that I did like in the sequel was, of course, the animation, in which the animation here in this film I thought was really good, very colorful here for everything that this film showcases here, through the character designs to the backgrounds to everything else that this film showcases here, which I really adored throughout the entire film. And it felt so very vibrant for every color to come out of the screen, which I also really adored here as well. And when it comes to the voice cast in the film, like the voice actors, I thought all these actors were really good and really entertaining for all these characters here. The previous cast members who were in the previous film, Matthew McConaughey, Reese Witherspoon, Scarlett Johansson, Taron Egerton, Tori, and Kroll, they're all really good and really entertaining for all these characters that we all know and love from the previous movie. And as for the new voice actors who were in this film, which, like I said, you've got Letitia Wright, Bono, Cannavale, Halsey, and Pharrell Williams. I thought they were all very good. You have all these new characters that the sequel introduces here. And when it comes to the humor in this film, I thought the humor was pretty entertaining for the most part. Like, there was a few jokes that just immediately made me laugh my ass off. Well, there was a few I kind of felt I knew they were coming from a mile away and all that, but they were still pretty entertaining for the most part and all that. And when it comes to the story for the film, I kind of found the story. I kind of felt the story for this film a bit fluffy and all that. Like the whole, like the main storytelling for this film here, I kind of felt was a bit basic and all that, but on where it's going and all that. But I still really enjoyed it and all that because I really dug some like heartfelt moments in the film, mostly due to the storyline where it showcases the character of Clay Calloway, in which this film showcases about his backstory and all that, and, like why he left the spotlight and all that, because he went through a tragedy involving his wife, who unfortunately died. Then he decided to give up his dream of being a musician and all that, and no one ever heard from him since then. Until these characters that we all know from the previous movie, you know, Busted Moon and this group of animal performers, decide to convince him to basically come back to the spotlight and, you know, take part in this musical and all that Busted Moon is about to make and all that, which is a sci-fi musical. And I found most of those moments in this film pretty heartwarming and all that, as well as its message and all that. And there were a few moments of its main storytelling that I kind of knew I was going to. There was a few that I knew I was going to expect to see and all that, for like where I was going to go and all that, for like what was going to happen with the characters and for what situations they face and all that, which I obviously knew I was going to expect that here. And there were a few side stories in this film with some of the other characters in the film. Like there's one involving Johnny, where he's trying to basically dance and all that, and then like he's getting treated horribly by this choreographer and all that, who keeps pushing him and all that. And you've got Rosita, who's trying to confront a fear of heights and all that. And you've got one with Mina, who gets her first love interest and all that. For these storylines, there wasn't that much depth to them, and I kind of felt they were a bit lacking and all that, because this film doesn't really go back into them that much and all that. It just showcases them a little bit and all that, but it just doesn't really go back to them and all that, which that's one of my issues you have with this film. And as for the runtime for the film, it is pretty longer than the first film, because this film is an hour and 50 minutes, which the runtime isn't too bad, but I kind of felt there was a bit too much into this film and all that, especially towards the final act of the film and all that, that's another issue and all that. I kind of felt this film was a bit too long and all that. In terms of like some other things, I kind of felt this film added a bit too much and all of that. But in the end, guys, Sing 2, this was overall a good sequel here. But again, I don't know if I like this one a little bit more than the first, or if I like this first one a little bit more than this, though, because I genuinely like both of these films here. But this was still overall a good sequel here from Illumination and all that. And there are a few ways I could recommend it. If you're a fan of the previous film, or if you're just an overall huge fan of Illumination yourself, this is one I would really recommend here. And if you miss a chance to see this in cinemas, it is available to watch at home on demand. So that's pretty much all I have to say about Sing 2. I'm going to give Sing 2 3.5 out of 5. Despite its flaws I have with the sequel, I still managed to have a pretty good time here with the sequel here. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching my ACAF First review on Sing 2. And let me know what you think of the sequel, if you've seen this already, or if you just recently checked out the sequel. Did you really enjoy this, or is this not really a popcorn treat? As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and this has been Falcon's Media Corner signing off.